Sorry, from TeamCasual here. I decided that I would go ahead and continue reviewing the new support from Invasion of Venom. So here we have Compound Beasts. It's a new Gemini archetype. Basically, it's just a bunch of chemicals that are monsters, I suppose. It seems kind of cool. So here we have Compound Beast Hydron Hawk. This is a level 2 water wing beast. It has the clause that all Geminis have, that it is treated as a normal monster when it's on the field or in grave. When this card is face up on the field, you can normal summon it to have uh, to make it become an effect monster with this effect. Same clause again. Discard one card, then target one Gemini monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position. All right, so that's pretty good. It allows you to reborn any of your Geminis. Um, Going on to Compound Beast High Dragon. It's a level 8 water, so I guess they're all water, maybe. Um, the general clause again, when a Gemini monster other than this card is normal summoned, you can have that monster gain 500 attack and defense. That's okay. If a Gemini monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy one other card you control instead. Okay, that's that's not too bad. I mean, it's a level 8 though, which kind of makes me wonder how you're gonna get it on board. But it can stop certain monsters from getting destroyed, so I guess it protects your more important cards. Um, Here we have Compound Beast Carbon Crab. Pretty low stat lineup, 700 attack, 1400 defense. The claws, and you can send one Gemini monster from deck to the graveyard to add a Gemini monster from your deck to your hand. So it's kind of like a Rhoda, more like a, actually it's like a painful decision. You send a monster to add a monster. So I guess it Carbon Crab can set up plays for Hydron Hawk because you can special it back with Hydron Hawk. So that seems pretty good. He seems to be the best so far. I'm glad they have a searcher. The Gemini is already slow enough. They could use a search. Here we have the trap card Burnout. You can banish one face-up chemical beast monster you control. Special summon two chemical beast monsters from your deck with different names. When your opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Gemini monsters, special summon that target. A monster special summoned this way is treated as having been normal summoned. This effect cannot be used the same turn it was sent to the grave. So here we have another way to actually get our Geminis normal summon so that they have their effects. Otherwise, they're all just normal monsters. But so if you have a banished one, you can special it back, but your opponent has to declare a direct attack. Um, yeah, so Burnout. Here it states Burnout says that it's treated as properly normal summon, so it will get its effects. That's good. And here we have Compound Beast Oxinox. I guess that's supposed to be oxygen. That that makes sense. Um, so the clause, and you can special summon one Gemini monster from your hand. Until the end of the turn, all Gemini monsters you control are treated as being the same level as the original level of the monster special summoned by this effect. So it allows you to get your Geminis out onto the field, especially your bigger ones, because I was wondering how you were gonna get High Dragon out. But apparently Oxygen does that for you. That's kind of interesting. And it treats them as the same level special. Okay, so all your monsters become that level. That means uh, that if you special summon High Dragon, then you will get Oxygen to level 8. Like it'll match High Dragon's level, which potentially means XYZ plays. So he's a level 8. Yep. So that gives us a wide variety of XYZ plays to go into, as well as it turns all your Gemini monsters. Yeah, all Gemini monsters you control. So you can potentially go for a huge XYZ play here. Um, Oxygen seems to be pretty good. And here we have Compound Beast Dioxin. He's another level 8, and his effect says the normal summon of Gemini monsters cannot be negated. Wow, that's pretty solid. Once per turn, you can banish one Gemini monster from your graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls and destroy that card. So here we have another way to banish our compound beasts, which means burnout is going to be more live with that second effect, requiring you to have a banished Gemini monster. So we'll be able to banish them with Dioxin and then special them back from burnout when your opponent's monsters declare a direct attack. You can also pop cards. I've noticed that this deck can pop cards, which is okay. I mean, they all target, which isn't the best, but this is also another way for Oxygen to become level 8, which is pretty good. And they can't have their summons negated, so that stops you from getting blocked by traps, which obviously this deck seems to already um, need a lot of help, and you really can't afford to get your summons negated. So here's the field spell. We have Spark Field. Once per turn, level 5 or higher Gemini monsters can be summoned without a tribute. So that allows you to bring out your Dioxin and your High Dragon without tributing. So that's pretty good. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Gemini monster in addition to your normal summon slash set. So that allows you to instantly normal summon Dioxin and then normal summon him again, which will give him his effects over here, which means you can start popping cards and you can use High Dragon's effect, which I believe boosts. And this field spell really gets the ball rolling. You can't do anything without it, really. So I'm assuming that you'd play triple terraforming, triple spark field. Once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls, banish one Gemini you control that was normal summoned an additional time until the end phase, and if you do, destroy that target. So here we have another popping effect that does target. So, I mean, it'd be nice if we had something that didn't target, because this archetype is already playing at a huge disadvantage that we have to normal summon twice just to get our effects. So we're basically playing a bunch of normal monsters. But there's bonuses to it. We can play other cards that'll help us get to our combo pieces. But really, my overall opinion on the archetype is it could have been a little stronger. It could have done more than just pop some cards, but I believe we are getting a XYZ for the deck, so that'll be interesting to see. Um, there might be, yeah, it's just an XYZ, I believe, but it should be rank 8 because we're copying levels with oxygen. Like we can copy dioxygen, and you know, I mean the deck has some plays. I can definitely see that it has things that it can do, but I'd like to see a bit more support. Anyway, this revealed is a XYZ monster, presumably for the Compound Beast archetype. Well, obviously, it's just I don't think the name will stay this, but it takes two level 8 Gemini monsters. When this card is XYZ summoned, you can target one Gemini monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's a reborn. One summon, that's very nice. While this card has XYZ materials, your opponent cannot target Gemini monsters you control for an attack or a card effect. So basically, you lock your opponent out of attacking any of your other Gemini monsters. I mean, they can attack this thing, but it has 3k. When a Gemini monster is normal summoned, you can detach one material from this card. Your opponent sends one card from their hand or their side of the field to the graveyard for no effect, which means effects that would trigger when they are sent to the graveyard or destroyed do not trigger, which means stuff like Beatrice, Dark Destroyer, all of that is just going to get mitigated by this card when it sends it to the graveyard, which is obviously very, very good. Now, this is a great XYZ.
I'm hoping that we see maybe another one, but for now, this is great. So I was really impressed with this support, and you can also play Trade In and Dragon's Mirror, and there's so many cool things you can play with this deck. So I'd like to see if we can make it a lot better than what it looks right now. Anyway, this has been the rest of the support. Sorry I forgot to mention this part. Keep it casual.